very real fear and concern. And, if you think about it, in the last 100 years, the population of the planet has, like, exploded by 6 or 7 times. I don't know the exact number, I don't want to say exact numbers, but it's big, just exponentially grown. So when human beings are doing that, it's all about prakriti, the material things, babies and houses and money and stuff and cities and countries and kingdoms, and that is the stuff that is happening. And when you focus on that sort of stuff, that's great, that's normal, but you get to kind of looking out for number one, business first, step on the little guy, just go out there and make a name for yourself, advertise, this vibe. Material culture. You are what you drive. You're only as good as your last Instagram post. That kind of thing. But down through history, there's always been different expressions of spirituality in different cultures at different times. And great people have risen and passed away at different periods of history who left huge cultural icons, like people like Buddha or Jesus or Muhammad. These great people come and go, and they all have, to me, similar things to say. They call it differently, and they have different philosophies and different ideologies, but a lot of what they say is very similar. And this idea that something happens, something can happen. In an instant, a person can have some kind of revelation. It seems to me that with all this situation that our planet is in, which is real, and there's, I don't have the answer. I don't, nobody does. But real yoga is not just fooling around with some postures. That's a part of it. But it's about finding a bright, beautiful thing inside of you and merging with it. And Nathamuni Sampradaya, in this school of philosophy that I study, there are only 3 things in the whole world. There's the material world, including your body. There's the individual soul, which is the part of you that reaps the karma. And there's super soul, big soul, call it whatever you want. So if you move towards the material world, you get bondage and prakriti and all the material stuff, including death. And if you move towards that super soul, that thing in you, you get something else. So death is the subject. Death and impermanence. That's the thing nobody wants to talk about. What a bummer. Are you kidding? No. Let's look at Facebook. Let's watch a movie. Let's go out. Let's have something to drink. Oh my God. No, not that. But hello, millions of people are about to die. You're going to know some of them. Like, really? Ignore it? Pretend it doesn't exist? Isn't that, like, stupid? I mean, I want more out of yoga than washboard abs, or for people to think that I look younger than I really am, or some kind of thing like that. So, being in a state of yoga and having an internal stability and some kind of sthita prajna, as they call it in Bhagavad Gita, stable awareness, or vairagya, which is like detachment, not bothered about everything. That's very different from watching the news and just being totally freaked and walking around just in a state of absolute, utter panic. So we've all had great yoga teachers and great classes. We've heard great messages, lots of messages, amazing things. But now, you have to practice it. And yoga is not on your mat. Yoga is every minute of the day, every thought. And if you can't control your thoughts, try to control your speech. Because the things we say are incredibly potent. So try to have an asana practice, meditation practice, code of behavior, way of life that cultivates stable, happy state of mind. And your success and failure in yoga is based on that. And if you can't touch your toes, well, no big deal. But if you're a jerk and you're miserable and you're freaked out and you're just angry and like lashing out and not able to control your mind, you're a bummer for yourself and everybody. And I say you, but I really mean me, okay? Because I know exactly how that is. So the coronavirus and this period that we're in, which is almost like the world, the planet has peaked, and it's got as many people and as much stuff as it could possibly have. It's like an orange with mold all around it, and it's gonna start going like this, and population is shrinking, and now like it's not going up and up and up anymore, it's going down. And it's the first time in history that we've ever seen that. 100 years ago, nobody would ever believe that even remotely happening. Even 20 years ago, most people wouldn't believe it. And now, it is whatever it is. I'm not making any great predictions. I don't know what's going to happen any more than anybody else. But it's a great time to engage in sincere reflection. And you don't have to believe the same religion as anybody. If you don't believe you're going to die, either when you get old or at some point, then okay, we can argue about that. Because I kind of think you probably would. But what happens? Lights out, game over? Harp and crown and streets of gold? Is there reward and punishment? Do you come back as another person, or perhaps an animal, or even a plant, or what is it? And we don't all have to agree about any of that. Why? And if anybody is clear and knows, if anybody knows the truth, they shouldn't have to have that validated by somebody else for them. Why would we need anybody to agree? But in this period, in this heavy time, all of that stuff, all philosophy, all religion is based on that basic fundamental human experience of, oh my God, what happens when I die? What's the point of my life? Why am I doing this? What do I want? So, yoga addresses that stuff. And yoga philosophy has been there for thousands of years because the basic fundamental problems that human beings have are the same as they are now. We just have a slightly different situation. These phones that we have really are almost like having cities. Yeah, telepathy, clairvoyance, all that. Not far off. But anyway, let's relax and have our Shavasana, and you can just think your own thoughts, but go deep. Don't be shallow. Think about mortality. Think about suffering, which is inevitable in life. Nobody gets out of it. No matter how smart you are, or how wise you are, or how enlightened you are, your body probably going to suffer. So, just relax. Put your head into the circle and turn your feet away. And let's just relax and have some